An Oklahoma cop was indicted for murder for firing 60 shots at a suspect, which ultimately killed them. The messed up part was that this was an active shooter. What is bullshit for 600, Alex? Hey guys, what is going on? You guessed it. We are doing an old school vlog. As you can see, welcome back. It is good to be back on the road. I'm glad to have you guys with me today, and I actually bought a camera just for this video. So anyway, let's jump into it. John Mitchell, who is a 40-year-old lieutenant with the Blackwell Police Department, was charged with second-degree murder in the death of Michelle Godsey. A grand jury determined that Mitchell engaged in imminently dangerous conduct by shooting at Godsey. And how this all started was authorities had reports of gunfire that was coming from a white pickup truck around the area of Blackwell, Oklahoma, which is about 90 miles north or so of Oklahoma City. And basically the authorities finally located her truck and gunfire was exchanged between them until her truck finally stopped. And obviously Godsey was found dead in the driver's seat of the truck. Lieutenant Mitchell's lawyer said this was a bad day for law enforcement and also described Godsey as a fleeing felon. She shot at the police twice, she shot at her mom twice, and she was also shooting at a random person. Lieutenant Mitchell gets in behind her, he picks up his AR and he fires it through the windshield. And by the way, just as a side note, the lieutenant was actually cleared of any wrongdoing by internal affairs. But let's talk about this for just a second. First of all, the one thing that nobody is mentioning here is anything referencing Tennessee versus Gardner. This is a landmark case that most of you going through the police academy are going to have a test on. And if you guys have watched any of my other videos, you know you've heard Tennessee versus Gardner before. I've told you probably the two top case laws that you guys are going to hear about is going to be Terry versus Ohio and Tennessee versus Gardner. And remember how I told you guys that case law like that was important? This is exactly why. So what exactly is Tennessee versus Gardner though? Let's focus on that for just a second because that will justify Lieutenant Mitchell's actions. Why? Tennessee versus Gardner says an officer cannot seize somebody by shooting an unarmed or non-dangerous person. However, where the officer reasonably believes that that person is an active threat to the safety of society, it is not constitutionally unreasonable to prevent escape by using deadly force. Now think about that. If you have a fleeing felon that you believe to be a danger to society because, I don't know, maybe they've taken pop shots at people out of their white truck, you can shoot them. I'm sorry, but this lady shot at police officers, she shot at her mother, and she's shooting at a random person. I don't know what else you have to do to be considered more dangerous. How does this not fall under the use of deadly force? And I'm sure there's going to be people watching the video that are like, well, he shouldn't have fired 60 times. Well, maybe it took 60 times to hit her. You're not going to please everybody. And I have learned that doing this channel for 3.5 years, you are never going to please everybody. And that's fine. But the fact that an officer is getting indicted for doing his job, that is the problem. That is a textbook example of when you're allowed to use deadly force. Crap like that, indicting an officer for doing their job, is exactly why officers hesitate. That is why officers are getting killed. Officers are hesitating and getting killed, or they're not doing anything at all. And I don't blame them. Who can? Pretty soon we are going to have a nation of cops that come to work, they park somewhere dark where nobody can find them, and they watch Netflix all night. Why would you purposely want to put yourself in a situation where you're either going to get shot or you're going to get indicted for a crime, or both, when you're just trying to do your job? Why would anybody want to sign up for that? And people wonder, oh, why is there no recruitment? Why is recruitment down in the police departments across the nation? Things like this are exactly why recruitment is down. Now, once this actually goes to court and the case is over, I highly doubt that Lieutenant Mitchell is going to be found guilty. I doubt it. But still, even charging an officer with second-degree murder for stopping an active threat it's mind-boggling. How is that even possible? And I understand that there have been officers in the past that have shot unarmed people that weren't posing any sort of a threat, and those officers deserve to be dealt with harshly. But you handle that on a case-by-case basis. You don't handle it collectively. I have been in this job for almost 12 years now, and not once any officer in my area has ever shot anybody unarmed since I have been policing. Hundreds and hundreds of cops that have come, gone, or otherwise, and nobody in my time around here has ever done that. People think it happens like every day, like, oh, you just sign up to shoot innocent people, and they sound so ignorant when they say stuff like that because it's not true. It's just simply not true. But now let's turn the tables. Let's say the officers didn't do anything at all. They found the vehicle, and they let this woman continue on her rampage. Then they would be in trouble for not doing their job. It's a lose-lose. You're not going to win either way. I started policing before the Trayvon incident, which I understand that doesn't have anything to do with law enforcement. But before Michael Brown with Ferguson, before Eric Gardner in New York, policing back then, even just 12 years ago, was so different. Back when I started, the police could actually be the police. We did our job, we had fun, and we did it without fear because we knew what our limitations were, and we stayed within those limitations. But now adhering to those limitations might mean jail time. Screw that. And I'm not trying to convince anybody not to become a cop. If that's something you really want to do with your life, and that's something that you just have your heart set on, then go for it. Always go for your goals, regardless of what they are. But that being said, I also don't blame people for not wanting to get into this line of work either. Anyway, guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the old school vlog. Like I said, I got this camera just for you guys. Yes, I understand my lights are still on. No, I don't plan on getting them fixed anytime soon. I know somebody was going to ask me. But either way, guys, it has been requested over and over again that I do one of these old school type vlogs. So I figured I would dig out some of my old equipment and appease. Either way, guys, I hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving. I hope you guys got some fun and laughs with your family this year. And I will see you guys very, very soon.